Y'all gotta forgive me for my little ghetto setup here. All right. Okay, I guess I'm on. All right. You can see the title of my little broadcasting here. I know I'm gonna offend some people, but I don't give two flying rat nipples. So a lot of people are gonna be offended for what I'm about to say, but just need to be said about our people because we at a point now to whereas I don't think some of us, there's nothing you can do to help a lot of our people. So if you haven't been paying attention to the things that's been going on around us lately, this internally, family members, friends, co-workers, shit is going on in this country. Like you literally in another world. If you're not paying attention to the things that's happening, you are zoned out in some other place. And so, in a way, I don't blame you, but at the same time, you still need to be aware of what's happening around you because you need to start preparing for what's to come. So I don't know if a lot of people actually been paying attention to what's been going on with this carnival stuff. You hearing a lot of black folks making videos about it, you know, and they think that just because you pointing these particular people out that all the other people don't look as the same. You black, they're not going to be able to distinguish which one of y'all is the niggas and which one of y'all are the real black people. For the simple fact you're black, they put all of us in the same category. We all hoodlums, we all Negroes, whatever derogatory statement you can make, they view us, all of the other nations view us this way. So, do you really sit here and try to convince other people that, oh, I'm not different or I'm different from everybody else or the other black people? Or you just really have to just point things out for what they really are. And this is what I'm here to do. And like I said, I'm quite sure I'm going to offend some people, but I don't care. Cry me a river. Don't care. So I'm gonna play some video clips, you know, to get y'all to understand some certain things. You know, you hear a lot of people talking about black people are this and black people that, but I'm coming at you in a more biblical aspect of things to get us to get an understanding of why we are the way we are, what caused us to be the way we are, who put us in the position we in. Coming at you with this different. I'm not coming up with my own ideology, what I think, what I believe. I'm coming with you with actual Bible breakdown of why black people who we are. Let's get an understanding. I'm talking now for those who don't understand. I'm not talking about everybody because a lot of y'all do understand who we are. So those of us who don't understand who we are as black people, because you are known as African Americans, Negroes, whatever. We are, as in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, where it says that, and I'm paraphrasing here, it says that I have chosen you to be a peculiar people unto myself above all the nations on the earth. He was talking to a particular group of people, the creator. You can go read this in Deuteronomy 7 and 6. I've chosen you to be a peculiar people unto myself above all the nations of the earth. So, who is this peculiar people? He was talking about the nation of Israel. The nation of Israel is the seed of Jacob. Jacob later, his name became Israel later on. But we talking about the descendants of Jacob. So this is who the creator was talking about, that he has chosen a particular people to represent him on the earth. And so when this particular people that he has chosen to represent, we was given a different lifestyle. We was taught how to live, how to teach. The whole goal was to teach the other nations how to live. But our goal was, I mean, his thing with us was to represent him on the earth and show the other nations that this is how things are supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to live. That was our whole duty. You can read about that in 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 58, starting the way down to 60. What was the whole duty of Israel? To teach the other nations about the Creator. But when you see that we was given this task, but we wound up turning around acting like the other people, not only acting like them, but we showed them how to be evil. So the mindset that a lot of people have up on us, you think this was something that they came up on their own? I'm about to point all of this out to y'all and show y'all what the Creator has shown us and told us this is how we're going to act. Let's get an understanding of, first of all, who are the nation of Israel. So in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, right? Let me try to pull this up. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. It says that let me pull it up. Deuteronomy 28, 68. We're gonna go all the way down to yada yada yada. Okay, we're gonna share the screen. All right. Deuteronomy 28, 68. Look what it says. It says right here, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto you. You shall see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no one shall buy you. So when you associate Egypt with black people, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is slavery. So right here, what he's telling us is that we're going to be going into slavery, this time on ships, because when you go and you read about this whole entrance into Egypt, when Jacob wound up bringing his whole family to Egypt after he found out his son Joseph was still alive. And you can go and read about that. When he found out his Joseph was still alive, his brothers came. His brothers, we're talking about Joseph's brothers, when they told his father, and his father wound up coming to Egypt to see his son Joseph. And, after so long, generations and generations of our people was born and raised in Egypt. To so much we became just like them, right? So this is when they walked into Egypt. So after long periods of time, we start raising kids and raising families in Egypt, something similar to here. What the Egyptian Pharaoh say, the president of Egypt? Hey, these people was outnumbering us. We got to put them to slavery right about now, because if anything break out, they're going to turn against us. Well, why would they say that? Because they was mistreating us way back then. Before we was went into slavery, they was mistreating us, just like how we get mistreated here while we're in our captivity. They was doing the same thing. This is why the Egyptians said that. Hey, if there a war or anything break out, they might fight against us. Well, you can only say that if you're being mistreated. So they wind up putting us in slavery. But even though it was prophesied this was going to happen, but this is why, this is what they did. So yeah, they wind up putting us in slavery for 400 years. So after they came out of slavery, this is where we begin to transform into what the Creator had intended for us to be. He started giving us his understanding. He started teaching us the ways that he wants us to be. So when you go back and you read Exodus, when it says that we will be brought into slavery, this time on ships, we yokes around about now. Who is this people who was brought into slavery on ships? So that Egypt that he was talking about then is saying that we're going to go this time on ships, even though we walked in there. But this Egypt is talking about slavery again, here in the United States and other parts of the world that we were sent to. So this is the slavery that it's talking about. We're talking about another whole generation. So when they say that we'll be shipped into slavery this time on ships, we not walking there. So we need to identify who are these people. Remember Deuteronomy 7 verse 6, it says, I have chosen you to be a peculiar people unto myself, above all the nations of the earth. So you read about the curses and the blessings. And when I'm coming to you with Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, starting to 46 all the way, really Deuteronomy 28 all the way down to 68. But the reason I point out 68, because that was one of the curses. So when you read a lot of these curses, it's telling us that these are the things that's going to happen to us if we don't obey his laws, if we don't obey his words. So he gave us a whole list of blessings. Hey, you do this, you listen to me, I'm going to have this endless blessings. You're going to be wealthy. You're going to be prosperous throughout your generations. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to worry about housing. You ain't got to worry about food. You ain't got to worry about going to get no job. You ain't got to worry about doing everything that your heart desire is going to be given to you. I already gave you a land that was flowing with riches. When it say milk and honey, it's riches and wealth. These are the things that you're going to have in your land right there at your disposal. Anything. You don't have to want for nothing. All you got to do is listen to what I tell you to do. But if you don't listen to what I tell you to do, this was going to happen to you. And this is a part of the curses. So when you go down and you read Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, along with other curses, you're going to be shipped into slavery again, this time on ships. So now let's identify these people who were sent into slavery on ships, because you have a lot of misconception that, oh, well, we as Israelites, I mean, the Israel people is over there in the nation of Israel, I mean, over there in the land of Israel, those are God's chosen people. I'm going to do another class, y'all. It's going to be called the Countdown to World War III, according to prophecy. So I'm going to use the same clips and the same notes to bring all that up, right? Because we definitely have to get an understanding of who we are and why the things of this world is going to be evolved around the true, real nation of Israel. So, when it say that you will be brought into slavery on ships, we got to figure out who the people are that he's talking about, right? So, to get an understanding of these type of people, let's look at this video clip right here. Let me point this out. Give me a minute. Just look at this video clip right here. So we're going to get a true understanding of who are these people that was born on slave ships. Remember it said in Deuteronomy 28:48, you will have your lion around your neck. All right. So we see that, right? What other, so in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46, it says that, let me look it up. Give me a minute. Deuteronomy 28, verse 46. So this is to identify who are these people, right? That the Creator said that he was going to send into slavery. Because you have to understand something. We're trying to make a distinction here between the true Israelites and those that God chose that you read about in Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. So in Deuteronomy 28, verse 46, this is what it says. It says, now he's talking about these curses, the ones I was telling you about. You read from Deuteronomy all the way down from 28 to 68. But verse 46, it says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever. What is the sign? That when you read this or when you hear about you going into slavery, you identify with this because you are the only people on this planet Earth who this happened to. For it to say in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, you will be sold into slavery on slave ships as slave men and slave women. What other race of people has this happened to? This is the sign. You will identify with these type of people. That means you are the people I chose above all the people on the planet Earth to myself. You fit that description. You fit that curse. So it can be said by these so-called Jewish people over there, or these I call them converts, that they are the true children of God, because they're not. You are. Who else fit that description? This is why it says, this should be a sign and a wonder unto you, unto your seed forever. The sign is that you will fit this description to let you know that you are my people out of all the people on the planet Earth. You follow my rules, you're going to get the blessings. You don't follow my rules, here are the curses. And one of the curses is that you're going to be sent back into slavery, this time on ships. You're not walking in there. You just watch the clip. Can anybody else identify with that but us? So who's referring to this God chosen people? You. That being said, we, by us being his chosen people, we was given a lifestyle to live. But since we rebelled against him, He already told us the thing that was going to happen to us. So when you go to Genesis chapter 6, Genesis 6 verse 5, let me pull that up and get it so we can get a true understanding of what God's problem was with us black folks. Genesis chapter 6 verse 5, and it said, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. I'm going to read that again. Genesis 6 and 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of his thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. The Creator wound up destroying the entire earth when you read about this in Genesis, when he wiped the entire earth out, and he only saved 8 people. This is the reason why, because of evilness and the wickedness of man. Reality check. There was not one single white person on the planet Earth. Not one single white person. The first recorded evil murder was done between a black man killing his own brother. You see my title here, The Dangers of Black People. I'm trying to get us down. I'm taking you somewhere. Stay with me. When God destroyed the entire earth, there was not one single white person on the planet Earth. This evil was created by all black folks. And now we sitting here wondering why, oh, well, everybody think we just, no, you was always like this. The Creator tried to give us a chance after chance after chance to get us to understand that, hey, I've chosen you for a particular reason to represent me on this earth. But since you keep going this way, you want to do this other stuff. All right, these are the things that's going to happen to you. So let's go to Jeremiah 24, verse 9, right? I want y'all to read this. Jeremiah 24, verse 9. We about to break this whole stuff down about our people. It says this. And I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth, for their hurt to be reproached, and a proverb, and a taunt, and a curse, in all places where I should scatter them. So I'm going to pull this up, right, so we can read this in what they call the new, what is the new translation, the new translation Bible. Just get an understanding of what this really saying, so you can understand this in plain English. Listen to this. This is the New Living Translation. I will make them an object of horror and a symbol of evil to every nation on earth. They will be disgraced and mocked, taunted, cursed wherever I scatter them. This is black people. Let me show y'all this right quick. Because we have gone to a place to where, I mean, and the misunderstanding is that we this type of normal people. The misunderstanding is, let me show y'all this, because we got this all twisted up about who we are as a people. This is my first time doing this, so y'all gonna have to bear with me. All right, watch this. I'm gonna show y'all this. Listen to this.
Carnival Boat Cruise has turned into a show. And because we are discriminated against, we play on that for up the boat.
Fighting at sea is crazy. Maritime law is different.
Hey, man, they talk about leaving you at the port where they stop at now. You get home on your own.
You want to know the actual rules, the actual new updated band rules? Or
give it to us quick. Be brief, D, because we got to go in on this.
Okay, first there's a teen curfew. Guests under 18, which makes sense, but I can't believe that they have it till 1 a.m. It says they under 18 must, by themselves, have to be up by 1 a.m. or accompanied by an adult 21 and over. Age policy, solo cruises got to be 21 plus. Fan ban. Ain't no fans, but your electric ones, are still, battery-powered ones are still cool. Pool chair rule. Leaving your chair unattended for over 40 minutes, the crew may remove your belongings to free up space. Behavior equals consequences. And this is actually their rules on their page. Disruptive guests can be removed without a refund and may be fined up to $5,000. Boarding requirements, check in online by midnight before sailing. Be prepared so you can relax and enjoy your cruise. And they say, hit us up for more tips, but that's how they put it. And there's more rules that other people were on a cruise since it was set, because it was just set in June, the end of June.
Y'all want to go?
One guy said the drinks too.
go.
So there's the alcohol.
Because they had a package where you could just drink until you won't.
That's
All right. For those of y'all who don't understand, there's a big blow up about this carnival that just happened, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And a lot of people getting up making YouTubes about it, about how our people was behaving. So this is one of the video clips I found, but I'm going to show another one.
I'm going for the food. I heard the food be fire on cruise.
I mean,
I ain't never been on one, so I'm just.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm going to go first, if that's cool.
Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an African-American male hailing from Robert Taylor Home Projects. My people are in the hood. You heard me? My people are in the hood. Let me just say this. The difference between us, black folks, and everybody else is we were kidnapped by the masses, brought here to build this nation and didn't get nothing for it. All right, let's just put that out there. That's damage. That's damage to people. Now let's talk about 2025. They finally saying something about the cruise ships. Listen, man, anywhere broke folks go, they gonna jump it off.
That's real shit, yeah.
Anybody broke that's somewhere, they gonna cause problems because this is their way of saying, fuck that shit. Especially my people who gets no respect, who's been done wrong, who's been kidnapped and brought here, don't even know where we come from. You heard about, oh, we from Africa. They make sure that they don't show you who you are and where you from. As a result of this.
now, this was my reason of bringing up that whole clip I just showed you about us being prophesied in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, saying that we will be sold into slavery on ships. Because what he's trying to do, make an excuse to say, well, this is why we're behaving the way we're behaving, because they came and kidnapped us and they done made us into these little monsters and made us to act this way because how they mistreated us. The reason why you got shipped back into slavery, because of how you acting now. We always been this way. I just pointed out to you in Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. The earth was full of violence to the point the Creator had to destroy it. It wasn't nobody on the planet Earth but black people killing each other, raping each other, stealing from each other, sleeping with each other's wives and husbands. We was doing all this evil stuff to each other. You will hear this constantly. I'm going to bring out more scriptures till you will hear the word evil. What nothing but black people on the planet Earth doing this stuff. And I just read to you in Jeremiah 28, verse 9. You remember what it says? Jeremiah 24, verse 9, I'm sorry. I will make them an object of horror, a symbol of evil to every nation on the earth. They will be disgraced and mocked, taunted, cursed wherever I scatter them. This is what he's talking about. This is what we're seeing, or who we are. This is what you just read.
I got people I love, I wouldn't take them outside of what the fuck they know. I got people that's my homies. Do you think I'm finna take them somewhere? They will fight, drink, do whatever, and say, fuck that shit, man.
I didn't ask you to bring me. You invited me. I didn't ask you.
Tell them.
Yeah.
I think Corey makes a fair point there. People who've never been anywhere typically don't know how to act. People who've never had something typically don't appreciate other people's belongings. I think that's a fair assessment. But like Craig mentioned a second ago, I've never been on a cruise either. So hearing this news from Carnival Cruise and also watching people's reaction to it, it's kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about mine. I know about my people.
Me too. Yeah.
I still love my people, but I'm not finna call Double and them to meet me somewhere where it's outside of what they know. They're gonna destroy it because they know this ain't where I belong, especially with black people on a boat.
Well, you hanging out with Dubu and them, then what that say about you? You're no different than Dubu and them. So if you hanging out with them type of people, hey, again, this is my whole point. We sit here and say this about each other, but the other nations, other people don't look at all of us. You black, all y'all act like that. Just how they view us. I don't care where we at, how we dress, how we talk, how mannerable we think we are, or how mannerable we portray to be, or respectful. You one of them that was on that carnival. All y'all like that. See, we as a people, we can tell the difference between niggas and black folks. We can do that. Other people, they can't tell the difference.
That's how they kidnapped us. The spirit of the slaves that were thrown overboard is looking up in the ocean like, damn, that's what we turned into, huh? Y'all,
no, that's what you were. This is why you got shipped over here, because this is what you was doing. And no, they did not kidnap you. Y'all, our black asses was taken out of our land, which the Creator just has said, He has given us a man with every riches, everything you can want, everything your heart desires. We was given everything. We gave God the middle finger, like we don't want to do this. We want to do what we want to. As a matter of fact, we want to be like them. We want to rape, we want to kill, we want to steal. We want to do everything because this is fun. These keeping the law, this is boring. So we want to be niggas. Creator, all right, you want to be niggas? I'll send you to a place where they can show you how they treat niggas.
Let me tell you something, man. Black people can't be out at shit if they ain't never been around shit. If you don't own property, you don't know nothing about being responsible when you leave the hood. If you own something, you might be trained because you own it to be like, oh, I don't want to tear my shit up. It's people that don't own shit, but bonnets, liquor they snuck on, bad attitudes because everybody's shining and they ain't got shit. They ain't even supposed to be on the boat. They caught a buddy pass. They got a buddy pass to get to the boat.
And Corey just hit a point that I mentioned a second ago. People not owning shit. But I don't think it's exclusively a black person thing. Do I think there's some racial intentions behind that? Of course. But I just think it's ratchet ghetto behavior, which could be people of any color. What it boils down to is money. People with less money tend to be, and I really hate to say it because I know it doesn't pertain to everyone, but those people tend to have less tact and less class. Again, it doesn't apply 100%, and it doesn't mean just because you have money means you have class and manners. No.
You take them people somewhere, they gonna tear shit up. If you don't know that, then you ain't up on things. As Snoop Dogg said, you just can't take people out of their element. Hell yeah, it's fights on the boat. Hell yeah, it's speakers bumping in each room, and you knock on the door, ma'am, your speaker's loud. What you mean? We paid for this. Actually.
Man, do you imagine living in a neighborhood and it could be 3 o'clock in the morning? These niggas are right down your street. I mean, music blasting so loud it's shaking your windows. Like no consciousness, no respect of other neighbors or people who's living in these neighborhoods that they don't care. They don't care. The mindset is so fucking gone. You know, the Bible says that, I just showed y'all, I gave y'all a clip to breaking down who his people was, right? But he said, my people, we are like the stars in the heaven. We're like the sands of the sea. We can't be numbered or measured. But he said, out of all his people, only a few of us are going to make it. Understandably so. There's no hope for a lot of us. Some of us are gone. A lot of us are gone beyond repair. Can't help these niggas. I don't care what you do for them. They are gone beyond repair. Even the Creator has given up on us, on some of us. But this is why Christ or Yeshua came along to get those of us who have some type of understanding, or those of us who have a desire to come out of this and come back to him. He has paved the way for us to follow. And that's another whole subject I'm going to get into so y'all can understand what to do. Because you got all these Israelite camps and these little Hebrew gathering these things. Oh, you got to wear your fringes and borders of blue. You got to keep the Sabbath day, the new moon. Shut the fuck up, that shit. I'm going to break all that down, but that's for another class coming real soon to give you the true understanding of what you need to do. But anyway, we have this mindset that everybody think we just these crazy ass people that y'all make we act like animals because this is who we been. I just read to you in Jeremiah 24 verse 9. We'll be a symbol of evil, a horror. We'll be mocked by other people because this is who we were. This is why he kicked us out. This is our mindset. This is generation way back in the biblical days we've been acting like this. People have this misconception. We was in Africa in our motherland. We was kings. We was queens. We was these scientists. We was engineers. We was these astrologers. We was these great, wonderful people over there minding our business, living the best life that we have. And these people came and kidnapped us. Now, you niggas is over there. Yeah, you were all of that, but you were using it for the wrong thing. We was over there killing each other, raping each other, stealing, lying, everything you can think of. Remember, I brought out us going to Egypt again, this time on slave ship, right? So in Genesis, when Christ was talking to Abraham, when he said, know of a surety that your children would go into slavery for 400 years, right? And he said they would come back to this land, but they would go back again for another 400 years. But he said that they were going to go into slavery this time for 400 years, but until the iniquities of the Amorites was fulfilled. What were the iniquities of the Amorites? You can read about this in Leviticus chapter 18, reading all the way to 28, 29. What was the iniquities of the Amorites? The dad was sleeping with his son, his grandson, his mom, his grandmother, his nephews, his nieces, his daughters, his neighbor's wife, his neighbor's husband. You know, mom was sleeping with her son, her daughter, her grandkids, and her nephews and her nieces. The son was sleeping with his sister. The sister was sleeping with her brother and their cousins. And then everybody started sleeping with the animals, having sex with the animals. And then these people started literally sacrificing their kids to a god, Molech, and fire. Imagine you having a newborn child and you just like breathing, nothing wrong with it. You just put it in fire to burn alive. These were black people doing this sick shit. Black people. No, there wasn't no white people doing this. When you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, black people. Wasn't no white people on the face of the earth doing this time. This was black people doing this. And Isaiah, can't remember what chapter, but in Isaiah it says that we were so wicked that we made the other nations wicked. That's how far gone we was. The evil that you see, we created this. This ain't nothing that we just got or somebody taught. We was like this. We taught other nations how to be this evil. This righteousness behavior, this ain't nothing new. This is a mindset that's been pushed down from generation to generation to generation.
It's the one who ain't even paid for it. It's the one who in the room with the person that paid for it.
Right.
Come on, man. We know our people can't go nowhere, man. We can't go nowhere. This is the mental condition we in right now, and you have to embrace it and stop acting like somebody doing something to you. You know you toe it up. whether it's rap music. Let me tell you something. Somebody who got something, it don't matter if they listening to rap music. They ain't finna tear up shit because they know what it's like to own something.
Facts.
You should have it where you can't go on a boat unless you own something. If you don't own property, or if you don't own something that shows responsibility to it, how are you gonna go somewhere? Motherfuckers will tear up your car. Motherfuckers will come to your house and break shit. And these your people, your sister, brother, cousin, what? They ain't finna say, oh, my bad. My homeboy, one of the homeboys I love, this motherfucker opened up his car, put a dent in the rent-a-car I was in. I saw him do it. You know what that motherfucker said? Man, I ain't do no shit like that. Instead of saying, damn, man, I fucked your car up. Somebody who got...
All right. Again, so this look, Isaiah chapter 1 and 4. This is what it says. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone backwards. Let's read this in the New Living Translation. Oh, what a sinful nation. They are loaded down with a burden of guilt. They are evil, evil people, corrupt children who have rejected the Lord. They have despised his Holy One of Israel and turned their backs on him. We just a generation who's continuing the same stuff we was doing back then. There's nothing new here. There's nothing new what we are doing here. Nothing. And see, what's his name, keeps saying that we were kidnapped. We was taken from our home, minding our own business, and they came and kidnapped us. No, we got kicked out. That's what happened. Just like the carnival made the rules and started banning black folks with this crap, same thing the creator did with us. Kicked our black asses right out of his land that he gave us because we was doing the same crap. The same bull crap. Nothing has changed. This has been going on from generations to generations. You know, we don't understand how we got here. I just proved to you how we got here. I've been showing you how we got here. On slave ships, we yokes of iron around our neck. Because we was disobedient to what was told to us. We was disregarding what he was showing us how to live and to teach other people. And we became just as ignorant as them and taught them how to be ignorant. Like I just showed you, and I just broke it down to you. And Proverbs, not Proverbs. What was it? Yeah, it was in Proverbs. No, Leviticus, I'm sorry. In Leviticus. You read Leviticus chapter 18 all the way up to 28, 29. Homosexual, incestual sexuality, bestiality. We was doing all that stuff. These were black people. Now the children of Israel, I ain't gonna say what's doing that, but I think some of us did go into that side. That's why we got kicked out. Because he warned us, you start doing these things, I'm kicking you out. That land gonna spit you out. So yeah, we started following what they was doing, and we got kicked out for the same stuff. The same stuff. Let's watch this right here. Listen to this. This is wild.
This for the crib, cuz. People, cuz, hit the deuce at the end. You feel me? This shit ain't gonna never change, cuz. Never, cuz. To my casket, I set myself at an early age to know that this is all I'm gonna do. Bang this shit. Ain't no changing. Ain't no job. Ain't none of that. This 102nd Street till I die.
Outside my C-Day, cuz on hood. We outside though.
All that good.
You already know what time it is.
Evil door.
The Rolling 100s Crip Alliance stands as one of South Los Angeles' most influential and complex gang coalitions. born from fractured Crip sets that united within California's prison system in the 1980s. This loosely connected network spans multiple neighborhoods from Athens to Hawthorne, where each set fiercely protects its own turf and identity while aligning under the Rolling 100's banner for strength and survival. Marked by a mix of cooperation, deep-rooted rivalries, and occasional internal conflict, the Alliance remains a powerful force shaping the gang dynamics and street culture of South Los Angeles.
Western Avenue, cuz. You know, and all that, man. You know? I said, tell the and I'm over here. You know? I'm here. Tell Inglewood Families, I said, Nightbud. I'm here. Tell them I'm over here, man. Where y'all at? I'm here. Nightbud. Hey. Hey, man. Tell the families, I said, fuck them, you know? Tell Blood, I said, fuck Blood, you know? Tell Blood.
They bullshit. They be down there with the ladies in a minute. They ain't fucking with this. Never, cuz. Niggas can't fuck with 100 Crip. Just get it through your head.
The Rolling 100's Crip Alliance is a
I'm gonna read Jeremiah 24 verse 9 again. This is what are you watching? Let me describe you in the Bible right here. Jeremiah 24 verse 9. I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna read to you, cuz. I will make them an object of horror and a symbol of evil to every nation on earth. They will be disgraced and mocked, taunted, and cursed wherever I scatter them. Let's read this in the King James Version. And I will deliver them to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth, for they are hurt to be reproached, and a proverb, a taunt, and a curse in all places where thou should drive them. This is what you're seeing right here. A symbol of evil.
a loosely structured coalition of predominantly black Crip sets located in South Los Angeles, particularly in neighborhoods just north of Century Boulevard. This alliance grew out of the broader Crips organization, a network of loosely affiliated gangs that originated in Los Angeles in 1969. Over time, many of the original West Side Crip sets fractured into smaller cliques, each claiming its own block or neighborhood. By the
All right. So, yeah, you get the picture. We get the picture, right? This is a seed of evildoers, as you can read in Jeremiah 1:4. This will be a symbol of evil. We ain't been kidnapped and came off the boat as kings and queens and scientists and doctors and lawyers and physicians and astrologers. We was like this before we got out. This is why we got kicked off the boat, because we was acting like this. And we passed the same mindset on to generations, on top of generation, on top of generation. You saw that first dude, that was in the 80s. And he wound up getting somebody else pregnant, having another one of them things. In the book of, in Apocrypha, in 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 8, it says something along the line about some other stuff, but it says that menstrual women would give birth to monsters. You go read in Apocrypha, 2 Ezra, chapter 5, verse 8. And menstrual women would give birth to monsters. That's what it said. We're gonna get a clear, a glimpse of what these monsters look like. Because we have this, I don't know what's wrong with us. We think we just special people, that we just, we normal.
In Alderdice High School.
People running for their lives, panicking. This video from inside a church in Brighton Heights. A funeral was being live streamed when a barrage of bullets was fired right outside.
I don't know who did this, but whoever did this, let me tell you something. God gonna have his way with you, because there was no reason for this to happen today.
The shooting prompted a massive police response. Officers from all over raced to the Destiny of Faith Church on Brighton Avenue. This, of course, just the latest in a string of violent incidents in the city.
A church funeral turns into target practice. The victim they're burying? John Hornizes Jr., killed just 13 days earlier in a gas station shootout. The shooters? They waited outside for 30 minutes, dressed in black, faces covered, watching mourners arrive. Then they opened fire, in broad daylight, at a church. This isn't about gang violence anymore. This is about what happens when nobody is safe, not even at a funeral. Pittsburgh police would later admit their officers went to the wrong location. The family had begged for protection. They got nothing, and 5 people paid the price. John James Hornizes Jr. was 20 years old.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! Yeah! Where my pops at? Where my pops at? Yeah! Yeah! Hey, tell him, Jit! Tell him, Jit! Yeah!
Born and raised in Pittsburgh, he was the kid you'd find on every basketball court from the Pittsburgh Project to Urban Impact. The game wasn't just something he played, it defined him. People who knew John described someone who'd hand over his last $20 without thinking twice. Who'd back you up before you even asked? Who could make you laugh when nothing else could? But they also described someone still trying to figure life out in a neighborhood where wrong choices come with permanent consequences. He wanted stability, not for himself, but for the people he loved. Simple goals in a complicated world. Here's what matters. John wasn't perfect. He made choices, some good, some that would cost him everything. But at 20 years old, he was still somebody's son, somebody's friend, somebody who thought he had
Yeah, see, John was living that street life, and it caught up to him. That's what this was.
time to get it right. He didn't. Before we continue, if real-life family crime grips you, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and smash subscribe with the bell so you never miss a new case on Fatal Family Network. October 15th started like any other Saturday. John made plans with 2 friends. Nothing special, just meeting up at the Sunoco on Cedar Avenue. They'd figure out the rest from there. The 3 of them stood on the sidewalk waiting for a bus. An SUV rolled past, slow, deliberate. The surveillance cameras were rolling. They captured everything that happened next. And what happened next would leave 3 people dead and change multiple families forever. John and his friends weren't just standing there anymore. As that SUV crept by, they made a choice that would echo through their community for months to come. The footage doesn't lie. 3 young men suddenly reaching for weapons. The SUV still moving when the first shots rang out. John and his companions unleashed everything they had at that vehicle. But here's what they didn't count on. The people in that SUV came prepared too. Return fire erupted immediately. What started as an ambush became a 2-way shooting gallery. The gas station transformed into a war zone. People abandoned their cars, dove behind pumps, scattered in every direction. 2 women stood at that bus stop, Betty Jean Averett, Jacqueline Mahalik. They were waiting for the same bus John had been waiting for. They had nothing to do with whatever dispute was playing out in front of them. They were just there, 2 innocent women who woke up that morning with their own plans, their own lives, their own families waiting.
So, again, just to show you that we not as innocent as we think we are, because we don't know who we are. We have no idea who we are. And Isaiah says that an ox knows his owner, an ass knows his master crib, but Israel do not know, my people do not know who they are. Neither do they consider. By you not knowing who you are, you have subject yourself into becoming the bottom feeders of the earth, to where, like the scripture said, you're going to be mocked. You're going to be considered dangerous. You know, when people always talk about black this and black that, and shit. You know better like I do. And I'm not about to sit here and say all black people is like that. But here's the thing, though. There's different categories of this mindset. You have the bottom feeders like this who just don't care. They have no care in the world. They don't give a rat's nipple about who they screw over, how they do it, and who they do it to. They don't care. And then you have those in the middle class black folks who try to play both sides. They're gonna try to cater to the bougie Negroes, and then they're gonna try to play down with the bottom feeders. Oh, I'm still in the hood. I'm still down with the hood. You know, even though I made my millions, I'm rich. I done made it out the hood, but I'm still loyal to the streets. I'm still this. You know, so they get over here. Yeah, I don't like them. Them niggas, they bougie up there. They think they better than everybody. And then they go up and talk to the bougie people like, I don't like them folks down there, man. Them niggas will kill you. They'll rob you. You know, they'll do all type of stuff with you. This is the middle class Negroes. Then you got the bougie Negroes who think they educated, they got money, 5 degrees. They better than the middle class and the bottom feeders. Oh, we don't have nothing to do. These are the ones that go out. They got all the white friends and the lawyers and the well-to-do echelon of black people. They in a whole nother world themselves. These are the type of people who will cut your throat. Oh, you are so nice. You can come to my house. You need something to eat. You need something to drink. Oh, I just love you. You know what? We should become buddies. We should hang out sometime. They'll cut your throat. There's different categories. I'm saying all nations are like that, but we as a people, we bad with this. We will slice your throat. Friendly as possible. Try to act like we not here to, oh, we your best friend. We not here to harm you. We not here to look down on you. We here to help you. And will slice your throat and try to take whatever they see you have anything of a value, they'll try to take that. That's what I'm saying. Different categories of black folks. You got the bottom feeders who act like this. You got the middle class who play both sides. And you got the upper class who think they better than the middle and the bottom. Negroes. And everybody think that the other nations have this understanding about who is different from who. No, they look at all of us the same. Are you one of them that act like that on that cruise ship? They see me coming across the street. We don't have nothing to do with you. I'm going to move out the way. You could be dressed up, suited up, tied up. You're going to be discriminated against because the image that has been portrayed that we allow them to betray us as the Bible say, we will be mocked. We will be a symbol of evil. And this is how the rest of the world look at us, as a symbol of evil. So when we come into their establishment, they're going to be on edge because this is what is being shown to everybody across the world. As the Bible has sit here and told us how we behave. Just because you don't act like these people right here doesn't mean you have the mask, because you got people who don't act like that and going to somebody's establishment to cuss them out in a heartbeat because something didn't go their way, or they didn't like the way how this looked, or how it was set up, or how you said something to them, and start cursing you out. So yeah, there's different levels of this ignorance with our people. The Bible said we will be sent to the other nation. They will look at us as horror, as a symbol of evil. They're not going to respect us. Could you blame them? Yeah, we feel that way about our own. You see a Negro coming across the street, his pants all the way down to his knees, one top of the tank top, the shirt, he got on a shirt, and one of the shirts is all the way up on his neck, the arm is out of the sleeve. Yeah, you're going to make sure that you don't walk past him. You're going to go the other way. Or you're going to keep your eye on him until he's out of your sight. Because we profile with each other. But then you got the middle class and the upper class who you think you can get comfortable with, but these be the ones who just slice your throat behind your back. And to me, that's the worst. I'd rather get done in by the bottom feeder because you can see them coming. You can prepare to move out the way. You can prepare to protect yourself. But the middle class and the upper class Negro, shit. They setting you up to slice your throat behind your back. And there ain't no difference. See, we think, oh, there's certain groups of us. Nah. We all to them, we are all the same. All of us. They don't care.
For them to come home. They wouldn't make it home. John took a bullet during the exchange. The young man who'd left his house thinking about weekend plans was now bleeding out on Cedar Avenue. Within minutes, 911 calls flooded dispatch. Multiple people shot. First responders arrived to a scene of devastation.
All right, that's enough of that. But just to show you, again, that this ain't nothing that just started with us. We coming off the boat. We was kings and queens and scientists. We've been like this. We created evil. We want to take credit for being the first race of people who was on the face of the earth in Africa. All the seeds or everybody on the planet Earth came from Mother Africa. Okay, if we want to take the good, you're going to have to take the bad with it. We also created evil from Mother Africa. You just have a people who have taken this evil and multiplied it on another whole level that is beyond our comprehension. Even though we taught them this stuff, but they have taken it to another whole level. What is the old saying that people say it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun? So the evil that we created, we taught them how to do it. Now they're using it against us, and we don't like it. Even though we're still using it against ourselves, but when they do it to us, we want to protest. We shall overcome. Get the fuck out of here. This is why Christ told us, prove your friend, prove a friend. I don't care who they are. Everybody all black this, we need to come together as black people and black people. Shit. You know what I know, you would be skeptical. You'd be very skeptical. You have to prove a friend. I'm not like, again, just different levels. You got the bottom feeders, you got the middle class, you got your upper class, the bougies. They are a slice of, they're going to get you one way or the other. So you have to literally prove these people, especially your coworkers. I always tell people, stop thinking your coworkers are your friends. They're not. You sitting here telling them things and saying stuff to them, thinking, you know, you cool with them. They'll run right behind your back and go tell your supervisor or the manager, and they'll have you up in the office getting rid of you because you said something to somebody, you didn't know how it got to them. Yeah, you thought that coworker was your friend. Because they're trying to move up in the company. See, this is the mindset. Again, what he tell us? We are like the stars in the heaven. We're like the sand of the sea. We can't be numbered or measured. But out of all my people, only a remnant is going to survive. A remnant. There's no hope for a lot of us. We are gone beyond repair. Gone beyond repair. Even the Creator threw his hands up on us. That's how bad it is. And the reason why he sent his son down is to deliver us and bring us back together and make us whole again. But for those of us who have the desire to come under his roof, come to his way and be taught by him and got it, so when he come and rule the earth, we will be in his kingdom. Those of us who have the desire to do so. Everybody else, you better stay out their way and you better be careful of them. We talking about our people, because even when he said, when he come back, he ain't coming back to teach and preach and walk the earth like he did before. He coming to destroy. And guess who he gonna start with first? His people. You know that video clip I showed you about early on, saying in Deuteronomy 28, verse 68, you'll be sold into slavery on ships. You'll be sold as slave women and slave men. Remember I brought it out in Deuteronomy 7, verse 6? I have chosen you to be a peculiar people unto myself above all the people and nations of the earth. These same people that went to slavery on that slave ship turned into these little monsters, like he said. We will become, as part of the curses, will become a proverb and a byword. We'll become a symbol of evil and a horror to the nation. A symbol of evil. This is what he said. I'm not making this up. This is in the Bible. I am not making this up. This is why I said earlier, I'm not coming at you with my own thoughts or what I think. I'm bringing it to you why we act the way we are. This has been passed down from generation to generation. This is why the scripture said we have the hearts of our fathers. We have the hearts of our fathers because they was doing the same crap. And we just passed it down. the thing was, as it said in Ecclesiastes, it says that the Bible was written aforetime for our learning, meaning that we're supposed to read this and learn what not to do. Because what we seeing now, the video clips that I'm showing you, we were supposed to have learned from that. You can read about all this even in 1st and 2nd Kings, how we was just killing each other. Even before that, we was a sick people and still are. So the Creator has given us an opportunity to redeem ourselves by sending his son. Those of us who have the desire to do so, he's given us an opportunity to redeem ourselves. I'm sending my son. Listen to him. He has carved out a path for us to follow. I'm going to break all this down in other videos. Again, I'm going to say this again. You see all these little Israelite camps everywhere. I grew up in this stuff. Been doing this all my life. I done seen it all. These same is to wear fringes and borders of blue will cut your throat. Sleep with your husband. They'll sleep with your wife. They keep the Shabbat. They keep all the feast days. They get a perfect heart on Yom Kippur or the Day of Atonement. And the following day, they'll go around and sleep with their brother's sister. A brother's wife. Sister sleep with another husband. Sister's husband. People steal from you. They done gave a perfect heart. Isaiah chapter 50 broke it down. That's what he said. This is why the Creator said that do away with me with your feast days, your new moons, your Sabbath days. They're an abomination unto me. Do away with me these things. I don't want to have nothing to do with why? Because you do one thing over here and you turn around and do something different. This is why they're an abomination. You keep the Sabbath day, you keep the new moon, you keep the feast days, and then you turn around and screw somebody's wife, you screw somebody's husband, you stealing from them, you're trying to set them up to be killed, whatever. I don't want to have nothing to do with y'all. But yeah, in order to keep the laws, you got to keep the feast days and the new moon. Ah, shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's another story for another time. Okay, I digress. Getting back to my topic. I'm showing us that who we were and who we became when the Father put his spirit into us and that we became a representation of him and how we discarded that and we decided to go our own way and what have become of us. So the video clip that I'm showing when you read about this in Jeremiah 24 verse 9. We'll be a symbol, we will be a symbol of evil, a horror unto other nations. Genesis chapter 6 verse 5. Or 5 and 6, whichever one. The earth was full of violence. The imagination of a man's heart was set on wickedness from his youth on up. All these were black folks who was doing it. He had to wipe the entire planet off because of wickedness on the planet Earth at that time. Was not one single white person on the planet Earth during that time period. It was all black folks killing, robbing, raping, stealing, lying. He had to wipe us out. Bring back in a new generation. Same stuff. You go and read again Leviticus chapter 18, reading all the way to 28, 29. Killing, molestation, robbing, incest. Dad sleeping with mom. Dad sleeping with her. Dad sleeping with son, daughter. Mom sleeping with son and daughter, and grandma and aunties. And we sleep with the dogs and the cats. And these are black people doing this. Sodom and Gomorrah, black people. We created this evil that you're seeing. And stop. We trying to pretend, oh, we got kidnapped from Africa. We was over there, man of our business. You was niggas over in Africa. This is why the Creator kicked you out of his land, because you was niggas over there, and you're going to be niggas no matter where you go. This is pretty much what he was saying in Jeremiah 24 verse 9. Isaiah chapter 1 and 4. A seed of evildoers. This is what we are. This is why I said, when people always come with that black stuff, the fuck out of here. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm going to have to prove you. No, I'm not saying that every black person is like that. You got your niggas and you got your black folks. So you're gonna have to be able to tell who's not by really getting to know them. Because I just broke down and gave you 3 different categories of these Negroes. No, they don't act like the bottom feeders, but they do the same thing in a much subtle way. The bottom feeders, you can see them coming, so you can prepare yourself. But the middle class and the bougies, you don't know what they're gonna do because they pretending to be your friend. They pretending to act like they care for you, but at the same time trying to slice your throat. So yeah, you gotta be careful of them. Because these folks, I'm telling you, they don't care. Watch this. Let's get another video clip. Again, I'm showing you what it's like to be a seed of evildoers. A seed of evildoers. Let's look at this.
3 people were killed and 9 others were hurt in a mass shooting in the Grays Ferry section of Philadelphia. This shooting, just one incident over a very violent weekend in the city. Action News reporter Jessica Cartalia is live with more. And Jessica, you have new video showing the terrifying moments multiple people opened fire.
Now, Sarah, that video is incredibly difficult to watch. It's just hard to fathom that something like that could happen. Meanwhile, many of the victims of that shooting were brought here to Penn Presbyterian Hospital, where they are still being treated. Ring camera footage is now part of a police investigation into a gunfight early this morning in Grays Ferry. Hazardous waste crews scrub blood from the sidewalk just hours after that mass shooting.
There is a lot of video circulating online. It's pretty much a horrific scene.
Police say a gunfight erupted just before 1 o'clock this morning on the 1500 block of South Edding Street in Grays Ferry. After making several arrests over the weekend, police were monitoring reports of large gatherings and loud music. They were in the process of responding to a nearby call when they heard the gunfire. When they arrived on scene, they found a dozen shooting victims ranging in age from 15 to 24.
Almost 140 pieces of ballistic evidence has been recovered. We definitely believe, based on our observation, a gun with a switch was involved.
There was so much evidence at the scene. In addition to yellow markers, police wrote numbers by hand.
It's past frustrating.
Tyree Glasgow is executive director of the Young Chances Foundation, a youth center in Grays Ferry working to end violence and provide opportunities for young men. He knows many of the victims in this morning's shooting.
They are working to get jobs, going to vocational school and doing those things. So to have their lives stop, for gun violence is something that is frustrating and painful.
Glasgow, who grew up in South Philly, says residents are left to clean up the blood and remnants of this morning's shooting as city workers remain on strike.
To come together, clean it up, but the blood, the trash, even the food, the activities that we're supposed to have today for our summer camp, we had to put on pause today.
Police say they transported 8 of the 12 victims to the hospital. 2 of the victims were juveniles. They are expected to be okay. And police are still working to determine what was behind this shooting here at Presby. They said that many people showed up after that shooting, including those police officers, to make sure that things stayed calm. We're live at Penn Presbyterian Hospital. Jessica Cartalia, Channel 6, Action News.
Yeah, that video just surreal. Jessica, thank you.
Tonight, Philadelphia police say
All right. So again, we just gotta. Like I'm saying, I'm not making up my own thoughts or what I feel. I'm bringing to you what is written in the Bible about our people. Jeremiah 24 verse 9. I will make them an object of horror and a symbol of evil to every nation on the earth. They will be disgraced and mocked, taunted and cursed wherever I scatter them. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 4. A seed of evildoers who have forsaken the Creator. This is who we are. This is who we always have been. This is why we got kicked out of our land. This is why we were sent over here. Because what you see now is what we've been doing way back in the beginning. This is why the Creator kicked us out of his land. You want to be niggas, go somewhere else and be niggas. But the people I'm going to send you to, these some ruthless people. They regard not the young or the old. They don't care about your age, your SAS, the elders, they don't care about none of that. They're gonna treat you like who you are. A bunch of evil, sick, wicked people. Because this is what we've been doing for decades. Generations on top of generations on top of generations. So my whole purpose of bringing this out to us to get a understanding of, first of all, who we are, where we came from, why we in the predicament we in, and what is the solution. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this to give you the solution is regarding coming out of this and how to realign yourself back into the alignment with the Creator through His Son, Yeshua, aka Christ. So I'm gonna do another whole part to this. Again, I'm not coming, and then there's another class I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna say class. I'm gonna do another what's name right here. You see, stay tuned for the next conversation regarding the times we are living in, according to prophecy, and what to expect. So I'm gonna be doing that by the end of next week or this week. I want to get into a lot of things to bring everybody up to speed, because we need to start preparing. And in the book of Ezra, it says that when you start seeing the upheaval in the chaos and the chaos around the world, not even the chaos around the world, yeah, chaos around the world, even in your own cities, when you start seeing civil unrest, know that these are the beginning of times, about the beginning of the end, pretty much. When you see these things, he said, be like a man, a nomad, with no home, no businesses, a man with no farm. Be prepared to get up and move. When you start seeing these things, this is the beginning of the end. And we are seeing it. So I'm about to get into this and break all this down. I'm going to break down the beginning of World War III regarding the United States of America. What part is she going to play? Because this is another misunderstanding people don't understand. I hear a lot of these so-called teachers, these biblical teachers, these preachers who breaking themselves down, and you always hear them say, it's bad everywhere. No matter where you go, it's bad everywhere. Because the scriptures tell us to come out of her, be not partaker of her sin nor her plague. It's bad everywhere. He didn't say come out everywhere. He said come out of her. But I digress. So with that, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. You know, you want to subscribe. Nah, I don't care about all that. I'm just trying to bring those people who have the desire to start making a change in their lives and start preparing for what's about to come, because things are not going back to normal. Oh, they about to get real ugly around here. So I want to give you at least some type of spiritual food. Hey, here's my what's the name. As you can see, here's my what's the name. Look at my logo, Soul Messenger. That's who I am. That's what I go by, Soul Messenger. So I'm going to start posting a lot of more videos about what's about to start happening and how you can start preparing yourself. With that, I wish everybody with love, happiness, peace. And most importantly, stay safe and be careful out here. Because it's getting real dangerous.